Hello guys, it's me, Vera, and today we are going to talk about Blender cycles and using nodes in Blender cycles.
Yes, so like it's me, like Philip, like the friend of Vera, and just go here, like I just want to show you her cool website that you can go for tutorials. So just write Vera Zappala, like 2p.com, and you can find like Blender, Maya, and 2D like design. Okay, so just verazapala.com, and it's like building like very fastly. So like now we just have like 9 videos, but we will have a lot of videos during the summer, and you can continue, Vera.
Yeah, today we are going to see how to use nodes to create materials,
Exactly.
shaders, and how to use HDRI as environment texture.
Perfect. So
First, we need to resize our working area.
yes, the layout, exactly. So first we just need to go in like cycle like render for the nodes, and then we must just change a few like layout just that it's more convenient for us. So like what should we do to just have a two screen, like just a two screen, like what should we do?
So we need just two windows.
Yes, exactly.
The 3D view and the nodes.
Yes, so like this view. So we just need like this view, the standard view, and we need this view for the nodes. Okay. So what we can do, we can go here. We're gonna like shrink this panel. So we just need to go here in the middle and right click it, and then we can join the area. So you just left click on it, and you click here up, right? We click up.
All right.
And then we can remove also the timeline, because we are not doing
animation for the moment.
Yes, exactly. So this will be in the next videos, but for now we can remove it. We can place join area, and we can go down here. So now we just have like this screen, and you can also remove this a little bit. We won't need it a lot. And then we can remove
just change the properties to nodes editor.
Yes, like first, like now, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can change it now.
Okay. But
this is the nodes editor.
Yes.
And you can change the properties editor to the 3D view.
Okay.
Oh.
But I think that like it will be like best here, like here with the like nodes, and here with the 3D view, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's...
You can change them the way you like.
Yes, so now we just have two empty screens, so like it's very perfect to work with what you are trying to do in this video. So I'm gonna keep listening to you, Vera, for the next steps.
So, what we want to do at the beginning?
Yes.
At the HDRI, I think.
Yes, exactly.
HDRI, that is the high dynamic range image.
Yes,
so we are going to use a high definition photo.
Yes.
As background.
Picture, yes.
So,
yes.
You can download them from that website, HDRI Heaven.
Yes, .com, like heaven, and we can just go here in the HDRI tabs, and I think that this website has about 400 of them, and it's free, so we can look for them. You can look like what you want. Just click here on more, and you have all the tabs here. You have the skies, the indoor, studio, nature, the city, the night. Me me, we took four. We took four different, I think. So we're gonna try with the Quantani, which is just like a small lake, and it's like very good because of the light settings. So like this is my favorite. So we're gonna use this one, and as you can see, it is very like heavy. It's very like it's like HD. It's like HD. So if you go here, if you click on one of them, you can see that the size is very big. So just be like, careful, because it can take a lot of memory too. Okay, so me, I took like 4K, and you can see that it is very big here. I'm gonna just show you the one I took. It's deleted, I think. But I just want to show you that it is very heavy, so you should be careful for your memory here. Okay, so like once it is selected, once you have them, we can go here. We can go here and we can go in the background here. So like it's a small planet. Like it's a small planet, you see, it's a small Earth. And
that's the word.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. And then you can click on use nodes. So like you have like one here, it's the word here, and you have the background. Okay, and here what we can choose, we can change the background, of course. Like in the last video, if I go in rendered, you see that we can change the color, but that's not what we want, because we want what we downloaded, right? So
yeah.
So we must click on Shift A to add a new
texture.
Yes, a new node, and it's gonna be called environment texture. Okay, so it's like specific just for the environment. Now I must close it, and you're gonna just plug it to the output here. So the color here, we're gonna just plug it to the
color to color.
Yes, exactly.
Those dots are of the same color.
Yes,
See?
exactly.
Yellow with yellow and green with green.
Yes, exactly. And now it's weird because we don't have the texture yet, so we're gonna add it now. Just click on open.
Yeah. Pink means you have no texture at the moment.
Yes, exactly. And now
that the slot for the texture is empty at the moment.
Oops. Now I did something bad. Okay, it's here. So we're gonna choose Quantani. It's my favorite because the light is very good. And you can see again it is very heavy, so you should just be careful because it's not just a simple image. It's like the size of 10 image. Okay. So we're gonna click on open, and you can see that it takes a lot of time because it's a very heavy file. You see? And now you can see that the light is very good, and you can turn in 3D because it's a panorama. So it's like so it's like a globe basically. Like it's like a globe around your environment. And you can see that the light is very good, so that's why I love it. Okay, so this is for the environment. You see that we just used 3 nodes, so it's very simple. And now we can start to use the shaders as we did in the last video. So first of all, I'm gonna make a simple floor, and I'm gonna let Vera talk to
scale. What I can say is that this HD array works as environment lighting.
Yes.
So you can even delete that point light in the scene because we don't need that.
Yes, exactly. So we don't need it. So we can delete it.
Scale the floor.
Okay. Yes, I'm still full. And what can we do next? So like we can talk about now we can talk about the shaders we want to use, right?
Yeah. The shader we can apply to this cube. We can start using a diffuse shader.
Yes, like we did in the last video. So here you can see I'm gonna select one. I'm gonna go in the material mode actually, and I'm gonna select my cube here. I'm gonna select my cube and I'm gonna go back to my mesh here, the Okay, and
switch from word to mesh. Yes.
and
Object.
yes, and
That's
here
object.
yes, and then we click on use node so that we start with the basic node. So we have the same node here. So we have the diffuse, and if we change the material, you can see that
Yeah.
like it will change correspondingly, and it will be the same thing in the rendered. So if we render it, you can see that it will change in real time, but it takes a lot of RAM because the file here is very heavy. So it's gonna be slow because the HDRI is already 24 MB, so it's gonna be kind of very heavy.
It's not exactly real time. It's a processed image.
Yes, but
So
it updates
it
in real
takes
time, right?
time.
Yes,
Yeah.
like it updates in real
So-
time. Okay, so
Diffuse shader is the default shader we have here, but we can change that, right?
yes, exactly. So we can change as with the last video we did. So we can make a new cube. We're just gonna make 2 cubes actually because we don't want to waste too much memory. So because my computer is very bad, as I said. So we have this diffuse, like which is very standard. It's just a basic mesh, but we can use the shaders which we tried in the last video. So we can do the same thing. I just need to click on new, and you have the same thing. And if I click on Shift A, you see that you will see the same stuff we saw like in the last video. So we can start with glossy maybe,
Yes.
and we can erase this.
Replace with the diffuse.
Yes, and just to delete, we can press X or delete. Okay, so you can just press X to delete a node, and you see that it disappears. And you can replug it here. You can replug with the surface, and here we can also change the color as we did in the last video. Okay, so we're gonna go in rendered again, and you can see that it is the same stuff we saw in the last video. So it's like it's just a glossy material. We can change the roughness to make it look
Let's make it very reflective.
Yes.
Yes.
so like it's basically like a mirror. It will just reflect the stuff around, and if we put like higher, like it will just be like diffuse actually. Okay, so this is a mix we can do. Okay, we can also try with another material we tried in the last video. This is really just to,
Glass.
yes, so this is really just to show you that we can do the same thing with the node as we did with the stuff on the right here in the last video. So you can go to like shader here, or you can
Yes.
like search it directly by pressing glass BSDF, and it's the same thing.
Or from the toolbar by clicking add.
Yes, exactly. So you will have a sample glass here. So if I put it in front, you will see that it will be transparent. See that it is perfectly transparent, and we can add this is the index of refraction, right?
Yes, the index of refraction.
And if you like lower it, it will make less light pass. 1.3034 the water.
100. Yeah.
This-
1.300 was the index of refraction for water.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is perfect if you want to make like a droplet of water. Okay. So you can see. Okay. What else we can show at the same time? We can. We can also show.
The velvet.
Yes, the velvet. This is what we showed last in our last video, and you can also show the tune actually. So I'm gonna add the tune for the cell shading.
Yeah.
this was for like cartoons or when you want to make stuff like this. So I'm gonna go here, you can plug it, and it has like Sigma just as we had here, like in the panel section. It's
The properties.
yes,
Yeah.
so it's the same exact property. So we're gonna put the same color here, and render it out a little. And you can see that it is very different from the diffuse here. Okay. So if you wait a little bit,
It takes a long to render this kind of shader.
yes, and because my PC really sucks too. Okay, so we can add the tune with the same color. Ah, we don't have yes, it's here. We do have it actually, and let me try to put the same color. So 0.8.
Use the dropper. Use the dropper.
Okay. With this one, right? Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, hopefully we can see that there is some difference. So let's try to see. I'm gonna put it on the. I'm gonna put it side to side, actually. So you can see that this one like takes like much more light than the other one. Like it absorbs more light.
If you want more tone effect, you can decrease the value
Yes.
on the tone shader.
The size, right? Okay.
Yeah. To
yes.
have
Yes,
hard shades
Yes, it will be the same.
with hard edges.
Okay. So those were for the shaders, but we can also add some texture too. We can add some texture images too, right? And this is why we use Blender, because we don't really use shaders a lot. Like what we use, are mostly the real texture that we use in real life, right? So what we need to do is with real textures. We don't really use. So I'm gonna add a big cube here, and I'm gonna
Unwrap before to start.
Yes, of course we must.
Unwrap it. Never forget to unwrap your mesh.
Well, we can add a sphere here. So we can show you how to add two texture to two different meshes. And of course, as Vera said, we must always unwrap it, because we're gonna use the diffuse node for the output, right?
You want to unwrap this sphere? I think you need a manual unwrap, because automatic unwrap works quite bad on sphere.
But we're gonna, oh, but it's okay because we can do it later, because we just want like a sample texture anyway, right? We just want a texture, but we can do it if you want. We can try to unwrap it. It's just that
there's a manual unwrapping on the sphere, because it's quite, see that. It unwraps spherical objects quite bad.
Really? Okay, but
you need to unwrap it
like
manually.
Smart? Like Smart, you mean? Like
no, I suggest you to unwrap it
because this way I think it's good for what we want to do. Like it's really just like a sample look. We just want to put like marble, you see. So I don't think it will change anything if we try to do it.
I usually unwrap spheres half by half.
Okay, so I understand what you mean, but okay, we can try to do it, but it's just because it was not really the point of the video, you know.
Yes, of course. We are not going to talk about unwrapping at the moment.
Yes, so we don't really need, but
it's more complex for
yes.
spherical objects.
Yes, but I think that I think you I think I know like what you want to say. I think that what you want to do basically is just to, I think I understand. We can just choose those stuff here like this and put all the, wait, I'm gonna try to
edge selection. It works better than face selection.
And Z like this, but this is never precise to choose all of those at the same time. But I prefer like edge actually, you know, no like faces, because now you see that you can make some small mistake when you choose stuff. But we can do it in the next video actually with spheres.
Yeah. At the moment we are not talking about something unwrapping. It's quite complex.
It will take a long time, so
and
we're gonna take another cube.
Thing to unwrap are cubes and planes. You can unwrap them automatically, and they are very good.
Yes. Okay, so we can make a sample floor with the material we built, and we can start with this floor. So go back to node editor. Sorry for the interruption. So we can make it new here, and it's really simple to make a texture actually. So we just need to press Shift A and we go to texture here and we add an image. Okay,
image texture, yes.
So this is the first step we must do, and we must also add something else. Vera, what else should we add?
If we want to scale the texture, we can add a vector called mapping.
It's here. Okay.
Yeah. And this is for scaling, rotating, resizing the texture we want.
Yes.
But we need to add another input that is the texture coordinate. So go or input texture coordinate UV to vector. Yes.
Exactly. So now we are ready to start with the floor. So we can choose an image here. And by the way, you can go on texture.com. I think I already talked about it. You can go on textures.com and you can have like 5 images per day. You have like 15 credits, and each image is about 3 credits. So you can have a lot of very high quality. You can have a lot of very high quality image. You have all sorts of flow here. Let's try this one. This one is 4K, so I'm not sure that. Yes, we need a lot of. This one is like PBR actually, so we just need a normal.
Yeah, they are PBR materials.
Yes. So
which includes bump mapping, speculars.
Normal
For the moment, we are going to use just the diffuse shader.
Yes. Bricks, maybe. Okay, tiles. Okay, we can use tiles.
To resize a texture using the mapping, we need a texture which is seamless, right?
Yes.
Because we can do that using a normal photo.
Yes, but we have seamless here, I think it's when it is seamless, it's written here, you see. So when it is like we have the seamless preview and the not seamless, but it's always written on the left. But here I'm gonna re-download it. It's small, but I think it's enough for the size of the floor we want to use. It's enough. So I'll put it here. Texture. So it's this image, so it will be enough for what you want to use. And in the next like videos, we can talk about the bomb mapping with the nodes. Tiles 1, okay. So now we have it. So now we can open it. Tiles 1, and you can see that this one is just 1.12 MB, so it's not that much. So now it's here, and you can see it if you go in material now. And if you you can see it in texture too. But if you think that it is like too big, you can scale it with what we talk about with the mapping, as Vera said. So if you want to scale it down, you must pick a bigger number. So here we have 1, and here I see that oops, my computer just jammed, I think. Okay, I hope it's still there. So if you still want to like scale it down, I think that this is too big. So we need maybe to scale it to 5. It's a little bit better. And if we go here to render it, it will take some time, okay? So now it's good, and of course, like it's bad because we don't have a lot of samples for right now, but it will be like better if you want more samples. So this was for the floor, and we can use the materials, the other materials we tried. So we have to do the same process again. So just repeat it, Vera, what we must do.
Of course, our cube is already unwrapped.
Yes.
Check. Let's use the diffuse shader for the moment to apply the texture. Okay. So add the node for the texture. The diffuse is already there. That's the shader. So we need the texture. Connect. It's black because the slot is empty. Input.
The mapping.
Yeah, the mapping is in vectors. It's basically it's a vector.
Exactly.
And then input texture coordinate.
And it's with the UV, and we can use the bricks, as I said, the texture of bricks here, 1.82. It's here, and of course here you can see that it's not in the right direction, right? It's not in the good direction because it's supposed to be like horizontal. So like what can we do? So like what can we do to change it, Vera, to change it to 90 degree?
Go on rotate.
Yes, here.
And put a value of 90 degrees on Z.
Z, okay, exactly. Let's try, let's see what happened. And you can see that now it has changed the rotation. We can also change the location, but this one is like seamless. So it won't change anything really. You see it's almost the same thing because it's seamless, so it won't really modify anything. What else can we do with this? We can also change the scale.
Yes.
This one is pretty good, but if you want bigger bricks, you just need to reduce. So for example, we could we can put it 2 times bigger by dividing it by 2, and you have bigger bricks here. Okay, and again, if you go in rendering, you can see that it's here. And of course, we can also use the camera, so we can press 0 if you want to take a picture. But here you can see that the camera doesn't really move as we want, because like in the last video, we must lock the camera to the view. And this time we can go here. Maybe we need to scale a little bit more. And we can go back to the camera and take a picture. And if you go in rendering mode, it will take the picture from this angle. Okay, you already know how to make pictures. Vera talked about it in the last video. And we can do a last texture, Vera. We can do a last texture. So what do you want to use this one?
A nice material.
Okay. So
a nice one.
Okay, so I think we had the marble, so we could try to work with the marble we had.
Okay, so again, text image texture, connect color to color.
Okay.
Add the vector mapping. And then the input. Texture